Pete Burns is here.
Yes.
Now,
Hello.
good afternoon. How are you?
Just very overtired.
Well, congratulations on getting through Celebrity Big Brother. I thought I wasn't going to like you very much when you were in the house, because I thought you might come on a bit bitchy, perhaps. Would that be the correct expression? But I thought actually you were quite likeable. How do you think you fared?
Well, I've not had the opportunity to watch any of the programme whatsoever, but I do know from the response of the general public and, shall we say, blue-collar people on the street, truck drivers and cab drivers, I've had nothing but a great response, and I gather I made riveting viewing, and it was wonderful to get that kind of affection from the British public.
Imagine you're coming cold to watching Celebrity Big Brother, and there's a guy called Pete in there, and then you see Pete, and you think, well, that doesn't look like a Pete. You know, it looks more like a woman.
No, sorry. Women don't look like me. And I look like Pete.
Okay, well, that's a good answer.
Not a lot of men look like you, though, do they?
Well, I'm not even thinking of what other men look like. I'm thinking of how I am. And it's a way that I needed to be.
You've always looked like this, of course, because we
Absolutely.
know. Yeah.
And you know what? You've got to be more of a man than most men to look like I do.
How would you, Pete, explain your sexuality to somebody who'd not known of you?
My sexuality, every day we change. I was married for well over 20 years, and I still love that woman. But then one day I met a man, and I didn't see the gender. It was a human being. I just don't see gender. I see the soul and the human being. So I would say that I'm human sexual.
And okay, human sexual. How would you also describe your mode of behaviour? Would you describe yourself as warm and cuddly, or would you describe yourself as aggressive? How would you describe your persona? What would you say?
In my journey of life, since I stepped out of my home at 5 years old, not speaking English, I've been through so much. I'm usually 15 thoughts ahead of anybody else, and I don't suffer fools. And the thing is that I tell the truth, and in society these days people can't confront the truth. They want to throw all the attention off themselves. And if somebody says something to me, as in misuse of words or terminology, I'll correct them. I think words are incredibly misused.
What about the gorilla coat? What about the fuss over that?
It wasn't a gorilla coat, it was a collarless monkey coat. It was a gift from my boyfriend. Through my life, various people have bestowed furs on me, and my mother brought a lot of furs over from Germany after the war. I'm very educated as to the process of the animal cruelty thing.
Yeah.
I think it's really very sad. I agree with everything they say, but it's not about terrorism stopping people wearing those things. It's about freedom of choice. We need education, and you make your own decision. I've made my decision.
I read the other day that you said something like, oh my goodness, they're putting out You Spin Me Round Like a Record again.
Yes.
And that you were upset about it. Now, I would wonder why you would be upset about that.
Because I've grown as an artist, and I've done many albums and actually had more success with other things in other countries. I've grown. I'm 46 years old. I was maybe 20 when I did that, and to me, to constantly re-promote that, it's a little bit like being forced to wear your school uniform when you're in your 40s. That was my childhood.
Moving on to George Galloway.
Oh, you know what? That man. I wish... what are you laughing about?
Well,
I just were anticipating what you might say.
I wish he was my dad. He could have adopted me.
What do you like about him? What did you like about him?
His intellect. His intellect. It wasn't about agreeing with what he said, it was about his ideas. Everything was a perfect surprise. His intelligence was way off the Richter scale. His sense of calm, his thought process, realising the games that were being played in the house, and also his acceptance of me, his realising that I am actually an excellent singer, that I could sing anything pitch perfect, his encouragement to me to regain my career, and his belief and the help that he has offered to provide for me since I actually left the Big Brother house.
Sadly for George, I mean, first of all, I wondered why he was in there in the first place, and then I think he explained that quite well. Secondly, I think to myself, well, actually, at the end of the day, it didn't work for him.
Oh, it did.
Well, according to the public,
It did in his understanding of just how desperate most showbiz personalities are. I haven't spoken to the press about Big Brother. I don't need to.
No.
They've all said it all, and they just look pathetic.
Well, I appreciate you coming in and speaking to us about it. That's very nice of you.
Thank you.
You've got an album out. Is the album like the hits?
The album I'm very, very proud of, because I've never owned any of my own records or videos. I've done them. I don't need them. But when we had to go through our back catalogue, I found it to be traumatic at sometimes, but then I listened to it all back and I thought I did set some really good precedents pre-Spin Me with tracks like What I Want. That's great. If you can put something else as a seed and it grows into a flower, I think it's an absolutely fantastic album. The way it's edited together, the mixes. Unfortunately, it didn't receive the platform it deserved, but I think it's really, really good.
Do you think you can pick up now and do some new stuff?
Oh, yeah, to do new stuff. I'm going to be in the studio, I would say, in the next 2 weeks. I don't write in a conventional form. I've got songs in my head, things inspire me, I pick up on an emotion that I'm feeling, and out it comes. So my ambition is to produce a record that is equal on a par with Donna Summer's MacArthur Park Suite, where everything segues together. Because when you write a song these days, it's, oh, great dance track. No, where's the song?
You need melody, don't you? That's the essence.
Yeah, but I do that a cappella, and then the pianist has to follow me, but I work too quick for most people.
Okay. I'd say that's probably true. Pete, very nice to see you after all this time, and, well done and good luck to you.
Okay, thanks very much.
Pete Burns, everybody. Pete Burns on The Big Show.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure.